Hello friends, my name is Debarati and I am currently doing my research work from Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur, and today my topic is about test cross and back cross. I will discuss about their definition, their differences and explanations. So now let's take a quick preview about what I will discuss today. So I will discuss about test cross, then its significance, then back cross, then difference between test cross and back cross, then how back cross is done. So let's start it. So before starting that, please subscribe to my channel. So now, what is test cross? Test cross are used to test an individual genotype by crossing it with the individual of a known genotype. Now, individuals that show the recessive phenotype are known to have a homozygous recessive genotype. The purpose of test cross is to determine if this individual is homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Now, this is the picture of class 12 NCERT book, and here we can see we don't know the genotype of this violet flower. We know here in the example capital W is for dominant and small w is for recessive one. So here we can see that in the flower there is, it can be capital W, at the end can be capital W small w, but we cannot differentiate it phenotypically because both will show violet color. So how can we know whether the flower is capital W or capital W small w? So for knowing it, we have to do test cross. Now we have selected small w homozygous recessive flowering plant. So the flower color here is white, and we are crossing this white colored flowering plant with the violet color flowering plant. So if after crossing we get half of the flower are violet and half of the flower are white, then we can say that it is capital W and small w. The genotype of this plant is capital W and small w. But if we get all the flowers violet, then we can conclude that it is of capital W and it is homozygous dominant. Now let's move on to the next slide. Now, significance of test cross. It helps to determine whether individual exhibiting dominant character are genotypically homozygous or heterozygous. As we have seen in the example, we can know that it is capital W small w or capital W. So now we can see that the purity of the parent can be determined from the test cross. So purity can be determined. It helps to determine genotype of the individual. So if we are selecting one parent for a cross, then we don't know whether that plant is homozygous dominant or heterozygous. It's showing dominant character, but its genotype we cannot understand by only seeing it. So now we can test cross it with an homozygous recessive trait, then we can get whether it is a pure gamete. It is having the capital W small w, and it has wide application in plant breeding experiment. So in the next slide we discuss the back cross. In back cross, the F1 hybrid is crossed back with any of the parent. We can cross here with any of the parent. It can be either dominant or either recessive, but in test cross we are crossing only with the recessive one. Backcrosses are used to increase useful traits in a population. For example, certain crop plant hybrids are backcrossed with a wild species to obtain its useful traits such as disease resistance, etc. So the differences between test cross and back cross, all the test crosses are back cross, but all back crosses are not test cross. So the difference first is all test crosses are considered as back crosses, cause in test cross we are crossing the genotype with a recessive one. In back cross we can do with dominant or with recessive one. So both the thing are same in case of backcross. So backcross is a wider picture. And the next difference is during backcross, F1 hybrid is crossed back with any of the parents. Same, either homozygous or heterozygous. However, during test cross, F1 hybrid is always crossed back with the recessive parent. Now let's see how backcross is done. If you are not interested in detailed process, you can skip this part. So now we have selected two variety. Let's see the characteristics of this two variety. So here we have selected two variety, the variety A and variety B. The characteristics of variety A is it is of good quality, it is of high yield, and it is susceptible to a disease. But in case of variety B, it has bad quality grain, it has low yield, but it is resistant to a disease. So the variety A is otherwise agronomically adapted to our situation, and it is of good quality, it is of high yield. So we only need the gene of resistant from variety B incorporated into the variety A. So we'll cross both the variety. The smaller is from variety A and capital R is from variety B. So after crossing we get the F1 capital R small r. Then we will back cross it with the homozygous recessive parent, that is variety A. After back crossing we will get again the capital R smaller. The cause that we are again and again back crossing it with variety A is that we want all the other genes from variety A except the susceptible gene. So we are rejecting every time, we are rejecting that smaller cause we don't need that susceptible gene in the variety A. We need that capital R in the variety A, and with that we need all the other genes that are present in variety A to be present in the new hybrid. So we are again back crossing it and discarding the smaller, and then again back crossing it with the smaller. So here variety A is the recurrent parent and variety B is known as the donor parent. So now the process goes up to BC6F1, and after BC6F1 we will do a selfing. Here we will do selfing, and after selfing we will get these three genotype. Then we will reject again the smaller, then we will do selfing again, then we will get capital R. So we will get a resistant cultivar with good quality and high yield. So it will have every characters that is present in capital A, except that it is resistant to a disease now, and earlier it was susceptible to that disease. So I can again explain it in this diagram also. Let's see in this diagram. So here the location of the resistant gene in the donor parent is here. Here the location of resistant gene, and it is the recurrent parent. So here it is the variety A, and it is variety B. So it is variety B. Let me write it. It is variety B. So it is variety A and it is variety B. So now we what we want every gene that is present in variety A, and with that we want this resistant gene to be present in the new hybrid. So again we got the AF1, that is capital R smaller, we got it. Then we will again cross it with the smaller, again crossing and again getting this, and then we will select only those varieties, means in F1, and then after in generations BC6 F1, BC6 F2 and other generations, we will select only those genotype that have the resistant gene and that have all the genes that is present in variety A. So we are doing this, now we are doing this up to BC6F1. Then we can self pollinate the selected plant. We have selected the this kind of plants we have selected. Then we are doing selfing. After selfing we can get this kind of plant, means the plant that is having capital R in the chromosome. Now you can see in the chromosome it have that resistant gene also, that is located here in case of the B. So now in the chromosome there is resistant gene present, and also every other gene that was present in A. So now the variety is resistant to disease, and it is of good quality, it is of high yield, and it is agronomically adapted to our place. So by this way we can get a good hybrid plant by doing backcross. And nowadays marker assisted backcross and very other molecular tools, it have advanced a lot, so it is much more easier. So guys, you can comment me, and if you want videos in any particular topic you can comment me in the comment section. And if you are liking it or not liking it, how can I know it? Please comment in the comment box, so that I can rectify my things and I can put videos that you want. So guys, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching whole video, and press the bell icon so that you get notification of my new uploaded videos. Thank you guys.